And then, Pablo, just looking now at the future for Real Madrid, because we know that they're going to strengthen in the summer. The fact that they are already so many points ahead of the second place team, the fact that they are going to get a big player or two big players, who knows? We know that Kylian Mbappe is expected to join in the summer. What does this mean for everybody else? How do they make it a competitive season?
Well, I think always big teams, they always need to strengthen the team because probably some of them will leave the club at the end of the season. And you always, for a club like Real Madrid, you always need to bring players in who can actually improve their squad. And obviously, those names, Mbappe, Rudiger, I don't know, some of them that could actually come into the club, improve the team. I mean, Mbappe will be a huge, huge signing for them. He's one of those players that, they all want to bring, especially thinking in the way that this team playing football, with counter-attacking football, it will suit perfectly for Mbappe.
And Sid, what do you think? What's the future going to look like?
Well, obviously, I mean, you talk about the competitiveness of the league next season. That, of course, is not just about Real Madrid. Yeah. It's also about how the other teams respond. And so, for example, if you look at the gap between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid this year, you can look at Atletico Madrid's results against the bottom five, and if you change those, Atletico Madrid are right up behind them. So that's something for Atletico to improve rather than Real Madrid. But there's absolutely no doubt that the rest of the league will look at this and think, wow, if they add Mbappe to a team that already functions very well. I suppose, look, if you're going to be optimistic from the perspective of Sevilla or Barcelona or Atletico, maybe you look at this team and think, well, that midfield can't have another year because of the age. Maybe Benzema doesn't have more than another year in him. Who knows? Let's see. Maybe you get a couple of injuries because, for example, this year when Benzema has been missing, they've really struggled to score goals. And so perhaps from the other team's point of view, that's the key. But the real key for them, of course, is how they respond in the summer and how they strengthen. In Barcelona's case, there isn't really the money to do it. In Sevilla's case, I suspect there isn't either. The question mark for me is how Atletico Madrid respond.
And finally, I was going to ask you what impressed you the most about Real Madrid this season, but now I feel like saying how much of that is down to Karim Benzema, because just given his age, given the fact that he did leave in the shadow of Cristiano Ronaldo, and now we're almost looking at this Karim Benzema and going, geez, where have you been all our lives?
Well, he's been, we always been saying the same. For some players, they've been in a decade of, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. They were very unlucky. But what Benzema had been doing this season is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Well done to him. I absolutely love him because he's 34 and he still have that passion that you always need to perform like that week in, week out. At that age, it's not that easy, but physically always been good. Apart from some small injury, always, he's a true leader. He's a true captain for the team. He made everyone around him even better. So when you have someone at that age performing like that, is something that you always really appreciate from a player.
Sid, what did you get impressed by the most?
He is this season so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
It's just extraordinary. This is the top scorer in LaLiga, but he's also top in assists.
Yeah.
He's the guy that makes everything function for Real Madrid. I think he's a big part of the reason that Vinicius has taken a step up this year. The question, where was he before? Well, he's always been here.
Yeah.
The difference is that the role has changed, the degree of responsibility has changed, and he said it himself, and I love the way he put it. I had a guy alongside me who scored 60 goals a season, so of course I was there in part to facilitate him. Now he's doing it all. I just think this is one of the single individual most amazing seasons I've ever seen.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.